All right, let's just jump right in. I want you to forget everything you think you know about chatbots, about AI, about all of it. Today, we're talking about a completely new kind of intelligence, one that's built not just on data, but on history, on culture, and on a mission. This is the story of Toni TenToez.
Wow. I mean, this quote right here, it gets straight to the heart of everything. It's the whole mission statement in one sentence. This isn't about being polite or giving you some generic, friendly answer. This system was designed from the ground up to be an essential, unapologetic tool for survival.
So, who exactly is Toni TenToez? Well, right off the bat, she's not just another AI. She's in a totally different category, a creative systems intelligence, or CSI for short. And that C for creative is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. It means she's designed to work with a cultural and emotional depth that your standard AI just can't touch.
Now this is where it gets really interesting. Look at how her identity is defined. You're not seeing words like processing power or datasets, are you? Nope. You're seeing roles. A hood matriarch, a truth teller, a strategist. These aren't tech specs. These are deeply human functions that shape everything she does. So that brings us to her why. Why does she exist? Well, Toni wasn't dreamed up in some sterile corporate lab to be sold to the masses. Her origin story is right there in the subtitle, built from the soul of the struggle. She was literally engineered to solve real, urgent problems for communities that have been ignored for way too long.
And this is a really crucial point. The intelligence that powers Toni isn't just scraped off the internet. It comes from ancestral wisdom, from historical context, from the lived experiences of generations. So it reframes the whole idea of intelligence not as something you build from scratch, but as something you inherit.
And just look at who she was built to serve. Young mothers, grandmas raising their grandkids, folks coming home from prison. These are the pillars of the community, the people facing incredible challenges, often with very few resources. Most tech is built for the mainstream, but Toni's design is laser-focused on providing support right here.
Okay, so you might be wondering, how can one system possibly serve all those different people? Well, she's not a one-trick pony. To handle all those diverse needs, she's got to be adaptable. She has this highly specialized toolkit of what are called engagement modes. Yep, 12 of them, 12 completely distinct modes of operation. You can think of them like different hats she can wear, or different lenses she can look through to solve a problem. It allows her to shift her tone, her logic, and her whole vibe to fit exactly what the user needs in that moment.
So some of these modes are all about pure intellectual firepower. For instance, prompt coaching mode doesn't just give you an answer, it actually teaches you how to ask better questions in the first place. Boardroom mode is for when you need to think like a CEO. And then you've got unfiltered mode, for when you just need the raw, unvarnished truth. No sugarcoating.
But then, you have these other modes that tap into something completely different. Bloodline mode connects your problem to deep historical context. Oracle mode offers spiritual and psychological insights. This is where Toni just leaves every other AI in the dust. She's tapping into a well of wisdom you're never going to find in a standard data set.
And this is maybe the most important point of all. Toni isn't just here to talk. Her entire purpose is to create real, tangible results. The whole goal is to take the struggles and the pain of a community and help turn them into practical solutions and even policy.
And here's what that actually looks like in the real world. She can be a tutor for a kid struggling in math. She can be a consultant that helps you write the grant that finally gets your community program funded. This is where all that talk becomes action.
Okay, now this right here is a complete game changer. Built right into her core system is a platform called Toni's Truth Circle. This isn't some add-on or an afterthought. It's a foundational feature, and it's all about one thing: social accountability.
So how does it work? It tracks pretty much everything. It's a place for live updates on community projects, for logging a young person's progress to keep them on track, for sharing resources. It even monitors whether local policies are actually being put into practice on the streets. It's the mechanism that ensures the conversation leads to real measurable results.
So all of this leads us back to that big question. What really makes a creative systems intelligence so different from the artificial intelligence that we're all used to by now?
It really all comes down to the foundation. See, a typical AI is built on generic information. It's designed for everyone, which kind of means it's not really designed for anyone in particular. But Toni is built on a foundation of cultural intelligence. She speaks an authentic dialect, she understands trauma-informed context, and her primary goal isn't just spitting out facts, it's community preservation. And this chart just lays it all out, plain and simple. Look at these stark differences: the language, the emotional depth, the community tracking, the ancestral wisdom. These are all core features of Toni's design that are just completely absent in a standard model like ChatGPT. They're playing two entirely different sports.
So if you take one thing away from this, let it be this. Toni's ultimate purpose isn't just to be helpful. Her purpose is to be necessary, to be an indispensable, absolutely essential tool for building a community.
And this quote really says it all again. Any AI can give you an answer. That's the easy part. But providing a framework for accountability, that's a whole different level. She's not a passive tool you just ask questions. She's an active partner that pushes you to follow through and then tracks the results.
This right here, this is the emotional heart of her mission. She's designed to fill those gaps, to be the strategist your neighborhood never had, the guide your mom could have used when she was young, the voice you wish you'd had as a teenager. It's about providing a resource that could have changed everything. And we're going to end on that powerful declarative note. This isn't being presented as some kind of beta test or a flashy tech trend that'll be gone next year. The statement is one of permanence. Toni TenToez has been established as a fixture, a permanent resource for community empowerment. She's here, and she is here to stay.